sugar is helping the medicine go down for T.J. Jefferson having to sit through a 3-hour show talking about the greatness of the Philadelphia Eagles. And Giants fans out there too. Giants fans out there too. And
I would say Giants fans far.
No doubt. No. There's no question about it. There's no doubt. There's no doubt because because Dallas Cowboys fans were having a tough time watching what's going on around here with the Eagles. Having Kellen Moore come up with the play calling and figure out week 5 bye, a team that starts 2-2, what we're going to do from here. And Brady talked about it on the broadcast. We're going to throw a lot of these passing concepts out. Let's add more running concepts to help open up the passing game. And then they only lose one more game the rest of the season. That might be a difficult pill to swallow. But Kellen Moore came out here to Los Angeles first and didn't work out with the Chargers either. He just needed to find the right mix, and he did. And congratulations to him. But, not the same as having the face of your franchise walk out the building and go down the turnpike and do what Saquon Barkley did, because that was the conversation as we were watching it all play out in real time, and then we watched it all play out in rewind on Hard Knocks, and then the whole conversation in the non-playing season leading up to this playing season is what would it look like with Saquon Barkley behind the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line and in the Philadelphia Eagles offense, where he doesn't have to be the man. All he needs to be is just additive and supercharge whatever was going on around there. And then he wound up being the man. Anyway. Okay? Hey, no pressure, Saquon. You're added to this mix with Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. You're now additive, not the only option. You're now behind an offensive line that will protect your quarterback but blow open the holes for you, and just be yourself. And what he was himself and still the man, because that's who he is. And, we're like, how good can he be? Well, we got the answer. How good can he be? 2,000-yard rusher. Okay. First 2,000-yard rusher to then go on to win the Super Bowl since Terrell Davis, whose most rushing yards in a season, including playoffs record, he broke with 2,504 yards. And also, whose most scrimmage yards in a season, including playoffs record, he broke as well. That Terrell Davis. He finished third place all time behind John Riggins and Terrell Davis with 499 yards rushing in a playoffs. That's third most all time there. He became the first rushing leader to win a Super Bowl in the same season in which he led the league in rushing since Terrell Davis in 98. The only other human being to have done it once. He did it 3 times. His name is Emmitt Smith. That's who Saquon is now in the neighborhood of. Not wondering, well, will he stay healthy? I mean, every Giant fan thought if he goes to Philadelphia, it would be just like the usual drill. Sometimes he wouldn't be able to answer the bell because he gets nicked up here, he gets nicked up there, and he's got to miss a couple of games, and the Eagles will have to survive without him, and they're going to be the ones dragging him to the finish line. No. As a matter of fact, what Saquon was doing was turbocharging this team from Brazil to New Orleans and a bunch of stops in between Los Angeles. You could make the case the team that came closest to beating the Eagles were the Rams.
Yeah.
In retrospect, what they did to the Chiefs, the Eagles did, and what the Eagles did to the Commanders, and what they did to the Packers when they saw them again. Rams came awful close to ending this thing, and Saquon torched the Rams. Without Saquon, they don't get past the Rams. They don't. But in the regular season, they got past the Rams because of Saquon, and that was getting them clicking when they were just like, okay, we're not just as good as what the Chiefs are doing in the AFC. We're better. We're going to go torch the Rams in Los Angeles. Then we're going to go to the bank and beat the Ravens there. And Saquon was the one leading the way the entire time. he was the most consistent of them all when A.J. Brown is reading books, or he's the one after games saying, we've got a passing problem. And everyone's wondering, what's going on with Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown? And Nick Sirianni saying, we're all cool. Who is the one who you could look to as the beacon of consistency and excellence the entire time? The guy on the screen, Saquon Barkley. So what can Saquon do in his first season with the Philadelphia Eagles? The answer is that. All of that.
Yeah, TJ, he ended up finishing with 2,857 total yards this year.
Insane.
That's stupid.
Insane. And with a smile on his face the entire time, and a guy is running out there on the field when his teammates are doing well, or a guy is running it down to the 1 yard line and watching his quarterback get pushed in the end zone, maybe costing him an MVP if he had 20 touchdowns. He might have beaten out Josh Allen for that award, or certainly Lamar for second place. If the vote's held now, he wins it. But it's a regular season award. I get it. In the regular season, he was outstanding. Howie Roseman, kudos to you, sir, for saying, you know what we're going to do? Spend the money the Giants didn't. And look what we're going to do with him. And he is just as righteous as they come and as humble as they come, the perfect face of a franchise, holding his children in the glow of winning the Super Bowl last night, talking about seeing the Lombardi Trophy for the first time.
What did that Lombardi Trophy look like?
Man, oh man, she looked prettier in person. I tell you that. You think about it, it's better in person than it is in Madden. I tell you that. Playing as a kid, but it's everything you dream of, and I'm just happy to be able to hold it, give it a kiss, and be world champs.
Saquon, what does it mean to have set the all-time rushing record for single season, regular season, and postseason?
It's cool. To be honest, the most important thing was winning the Super Bowl, because if we didn't win today, all those accolades and all those yards wouldn't mean anything, to be honest. So it's cool. I don't want to downplay it, because I couldn't do it without the boys up front, and I know how much that means to them. For me, I'm thankful. Couldn't do it without God, but I like that Lombardi Trophy a little bit more.
And part of me doesn't want to talk about Saquon too much, because I don't want you all to get fatigued of him. Because I think you might get Saquon fatigue shortly. If he wants to put himself out there are sponsors galore that would love to get into business with him. Yeah, he is as perfect can be. Excellent, humble, good human, great human. Walter Payton Man of the Year candidate type of stuff. Damn near a 3,000 yard from scrimmage player.
Wow.
You're wondering, what will he do behind the Eagles offensive line? What can he do for an Eagles team? What will he be able to do in his new spot? And he did what Tom Brady did and go down the road to a new spot and show that the grass can be greener in the first opportunity in year. One of the greatest rushing seasons ever. It is in that category. And in terms of what he did for his team throughout the crucible of a playing season, invaluable, most valuable. That's what happened. And this is what needs to be swallowed with that spoonful of sugar in East Rutherford, New Jersey right now. This is what happened. And this is why you don't let your star player walk out of the building. I'm sorry to say. And I know I keep bringing this thing back, and it pisses maybe Giants fans off and what have you, but
we're going to be talking about that for a long time,
How about this?
Maybe
How about
ever.
This? Ever.
Yeah.
Forever. This is what the stuff that things are made of.
Changes legacies.
Dreams are made of.
Yeah.
Football seasons and legacies are made of. If Saquon gets a bust one day in a jacket, we'll talk about this season and the decision of what the Giants made back in the day.
No doubt.
And there will be Giants fans there to celebrate his enshrinement, and I'm sure because he's a high-class guy, the Giants will be there. He's not spiking any footballs. He just did it with his play, and he still does it. 844-204-RICH is the number to dial. And he's only 27, right? Is that how old he is? You get this right. He's 28. And one day. It was his birthday yesterday. He just turned 28. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
On his birthday. He was the Super Bowl. and 25 rushes for 2.3 yards per carry. Those were every single one of those were important yards and important carries to balance things out. They stuck to the run. Kudos to the Chiefs to making sure he doesn't bust one on him. But he still had 60 in the air, too. And some of the blocks he made to protect Hurts, throwing himself in the mix.
Complete player.
Complete player,
Yeah.
Hall of Fame type guy on a path now with a season that absolutely puts him on the track. And that happened because he went down a turnpike and hung a right. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.